of someone as of today. And so we're inserting that into everything we know. And again, the investigation continues, and we're developing a clearer perspective as to what it may have been or what it may not have been.
Sheriff, because you say you're still damn mad, you at least have enough of an idea of what happened to know that there is blame to place on someone or some people?
I'm angry because it happened. I'm damn mad. But as I mentioned, the rules, the policies, the practices, the laws were already in place, making this breakdown illegal. I mean, prohibited. And so I don't understand how his care fell through so many hands. I need to understand it. And so, look, I'm the sheriff. The buck stops with me. But I need to understand how we're not going to let this happen again.
Have you determined yet why it took a while for you to know, why you weren't aware of it for such a long time?
Look, this is part of the investigation I want to get down to the bottom of. And this is why in my 9-point plan, as it was mentioned, part of the reporting of the new Bureau will be on a weekly basis. It will be to make sure that our inspections, our regulations, any fault or any findings are reported weekly. I want to improve the system so that we can respond whenever we see anything occurring. I don't want to let anything systemic occur. I don't want things to spiral out of control. I want to address these things early on, make sure that we're not letting any lapse. So regardless of what I foresee in the future be turning into investigation, I want to understand findings on a weekly basis.
Every reporter in here has probably heard the same thing from people who say, I come to visit someone in the jail and I'm treated like a criminal. They treat me so bad. I mean, is that an issue that you've been able to look into, or can you address it at all?
When I came here, we had a handful of chaplains. Today we have close to 300 volunteer chaplains. And we have even instituted them in the lobby, serving as ambassadors, if you will, trying to, and I understand, look, this is a jail. It's like going to the airport. You're gonna get searched, we're gonna have to check security, we're gonna have to take proper security measures. We're challenged with people trying to bring contraband in here. And so this is not, just a library and an open park. So we have to take particular precautions. But one of the challenges that creates some of that stress is the fact that the Harris County Jail has never had a jail management system. Thankfully, that is in progress. We're finally getting one, and it's going to allow us to have greater information at our fingertips when an inmate's in the infirmary, so that a loved one doesn't have to make the trip all the way down. It'll allow us to put more things on the web, I believe. It's going to allow for a greater level of transparency and a better level of management for the entire system. We don't have that right now.
You said the jail is no longer overcrowded. What do you attribute that to?
I think a combination of things, but it's principally the fact that, when I got here, almost every inmate was considered a high-risk inmate until we changed the classification instrument for the Harris County Jail. When I changed that, it allowed me to identify individuals that were truly low-risk individuals, and I could place them into education and work programs that then I enhance the good time credit. We used to only give 2 for 1. We now give 3 for 1 for those individuals that successfully comply with their education and vocational and work programs. That has allowed us to get people moving back into the community, back home faster. And once again, let me point out, we have not seen any corresponding increase in crime. And again, I'll say that we have seen, in fact, decreases in crime rate. So doing that type of work, I think, has been a sensible approach to enhancing public safety in the community, getting people educated, getting people certification so that they hopefully can go back out and get started on the straight and narrow.
Sheriff Garcia, can you clarify when you found out about Mr. Goodwin's case and under what circumstances you were informed about that case?
I don't know the exact date that I was informed on, but it was, it had to do with the fact that we had gotten a request from Ted on some particular data, and people started to brief me on it, and then that's when I became very intimate with the details.
And can you also tell me when you started planning for this new bureau? Was this a result of the Goodwin case, or has it been something you were doing previous?
No, this is as a result of the Goodwin case. I mean, we started to work in real time as we started to understand the breakdown in all we had in place. I began to understand that, you know what, we put a lot of things on a historical and traditional system. It was, I now understood from the breakdown in this particular case that we needed to bifurcate that and give that dedicated and specific attention. And so this investigation has created change for all citizens in Harris County.
And one more question. You say you're damn mad. There's usually some aha moment, some oh my God moment. What was that for you in this case?
You know, the aha moment is that I still can't understand, with all the policies we have in place. I mean, our manuals are huge binders, and we've got a lot of policies in place. We have a lot of people who have worked here for a number of years. We have, besides our detention officers and besides our deputies, we have civilian staff that are part of the system. We have medical staff. We have partnerships with MHMRA. The aha is that even with all of that, this situation occurred. But I guess the most profound aha in it for me was that we have historically left the quality of life of inmates on the same shoulders that we require other operational and logistical responsibilities. The aha moment is that that quality of life for our inmates is too critical, it's too sensitive. We got to move that over and give it dedicated attention. So I'm not sure if that helps with that, but it was just an understanding that this has helped us remember that we just can't keep doing things just the way we've always done.
Where was this cell? Why didn't, I mean, why weren't people like staff and stuff walking by this cell and seeing this?
Again, we're getting that investigation. We're going to get those details, and we're trying to understand it. I mean, that is my frustration. That I pride the employees that come to work here, and I just have to fully understand how this was allowed to occur for one day or more. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it.
Sheriff, your jail already has a compliance team.
Excuse me?
Your jail already has a compliance team. Do you know, did they catch this back in October? And if so, was
The
any corrective action taken?
the compliance team that I created precisely for the reason that, you know, we get an annual inspection by the state. I have never been satisfied with that. And I was already working on this back in '09, but when I was hit with a forced hiring freeze where I couldn't hire new people, much less people who were replace people who were leaving, it sent my plans back. But when we finally got to a point where we could dedicate staff to inspections, this is the first. I don't want to say the first, but it's obviously one of their findings early on in their existence. That compliance team is what we're building on as we create this new bureau. We obviously have found the value of staying on our toes and inspecting the organization thoroughly and regularly and throughout. And so it has demonstrated its value and its success, and I'm going to build on that.
But did they find this back in October?
They did.
And if so, did they take any sort of corrective action then? You just weren't aware of it? Or?
I wasn't aware of it, but they you know, they found it, and, you know, again, as the investigation will likely tell us, there's a timeline to corrective actions that began to occur, but I don't have all of those facts just yet. But the compliance team.
What was the
Sure.
reaction of Ms. Lambert when you apologized?
Excuse me?
What was her reaction when you apologized? His mom?
God love her. She was gracious. Look, she's a mother. She was angry. But I was grateful that she was at least willing to visit with me. She accepted my apology. But I committed to her that this would not be in vain, and that we will do better. We are committed to doing better.
Sure. That's a point of contention. Was there any corrective action taken in October or since, or are you still waiting for the end of the investigation?
I'm still waiting for it. I mean, I'm hearing details as we go. I just can't release those details just yet.
But I mean, no one's been punished prior to your finding out about this.
The corrective action is a fact that we don't have, that we know of any other inmate under those conditions.
I know, but none of your staff is.
And fired, no, because
Or disciplined or counseled or anything like that.
once the investigation is complete, trust me,
Okay.
that 249 number is likely to change.
And separately, sir, today in the courthouse, an inmate was found with a shank in his uniform. Subsequently, his cell was searched. 2 more were found. In January, a shank was found in that same inmate's cell. How does that happen?
Ted, as I mentioned, pray for our detention officers. They are working in a tough